Hello there, friends. Thanks for stopping by Max's Cards and Dice Dugout. This is episode 194, and we have completed the 1991 stock car project using Fast Action Racing from Downey Games. So I thought I'd do a wrap and give some thoughts about the game that I have. Okay, first let's take, as you can see, Davey Allison is on the top of the deck. He is our Cup champion. Let's take a look at the final standings. So Allison wins the Cup with 724 points. Now I use the point system that is part of the game, which is why the point totals might seem a little bit lower than what you're normally seeing in real life. But he holds off Dale Earnhardt. Earnhardt was the only driver who had any chance of catching Allison. As long as Allison finished 25th or better, he secured the Cup. He finished 18th at Atlanta, and so secured that. And Earnhardt actually lost a little bit of ground finishing below Allison. There were a few drivers in the top 10, Ricky Rudd, Ernie Irvan, Alan Kulwicki, and Bobby Hamilton, who did close the gap, but as mentioned, mathematically there was no chance they could catch Allison. The only one who had an outside chance was Earnhardt, and as you can see, that did not happen. So I made up a little awards graphic here, I guess you can call it that. So we'll take a look at that real quick. So as mentioned, the 1991 stock car champion is Davey Allison in his number 28 car. Most victories went to Ken Schrader with 4. There were a few drivers with 3. Dale Earnhardt was one of those. Most pole positions went to Kyle Petty. He had, and that was 6 for Kyle. And Rookie of the Year, I mean, it was no doubt. It had to go to Bobby Hamilton, finishing in the top 10 at 6th position with a field leading 15 top 10 finishes. The other 2 rookies, being Ted Musgrave and Stanley Smith, weren't even in contention at all during the year. So Bobby Hamilton rightfully is my pick for Rookie of the Year. Okay, so some thoughts about the game. Well, the first thing I noticed when I kind of went back and looked through the videos for Fast Action Racing that I had recorded was that I recorded race 1 in July of 2023. So it was 2 years to complete this 29 race project. And I got to be honest with you, it didn't feel like 2 years. Now, there's a lot of reasons for that. I was doing other projects, as you can see from my playlist. You know, I would alternate different games that I have been playing. And there were several periods over that 2-year period where I had some lulls for 2 or 3 weeks due to either work or, you know, personal family commitments. And a couple times I had some illnesses. One time I couldn't talk for almost 2 weeks because of a sinus infection, but that's neither here nor there. I was on no timetable to complete this, so taking 2 years was not an issue for me, and most of that falls on me. Now, the game itself, if you look back to some of those early races, I did have a lot of issues following the rules. I had stated that maybe the rules could use a re-editing or reformatting, a little bit better organization, but most of that is on me. I ended up making a cheat sheet for myself, which really helped out and streamlined the process. Sometimes if there wasn't a lot of events in the race, I could knock one out in 35 to 40 minutes. And so really no complaints there. Most of that was on me. I even made a mistake in the final race, but you know, that's the way it goes. I write that down as, I won't call it an act of God. I'll call it, you know, an act of a approaching retirement age gentleman who sometimes makes a blunder, I guess. So anyway, so the game itself, really no complaints. I highly recommend it. You know, it is an abstracted type of playing surface, but it does give the feel of a real race taking place. At least it did for me. Now the cards, all the information on the cards is easy to read. Granted, I personally did the graphics on these. The cards that come with the game are all generic with just the car number, you know, like in a blue font, I believe. The car is white. I took some time, and, you know, it took me some time because of my inexperience with graphic programming, you know, or editing programs. It took me some time to do these cards, but I thought it added a nice touch. I don't know that I would do it again because it did take some time. So when I come back to this game, which I will sometime in the future, I'll probably just use the cards as presented by Downey. I guess that's going to wrap this up. Hats off to my friend Phil, one of the designers of this game. You made a good one there, buddy. And I'll be back again in the near future with another video. And until then, take care.